Hi friends, it's Sarah from rufflesandrainboots.com. I thought I published this. Somebody asked me about it. So here we are. We're going to make this little cutie, and if you'd like to make him, boop, stick around. As always, please give this video a like so I know you're here. And yes, I fully acknowledge I'm publishing this in April. However, this is a quick craft, uses up scraps, uses up some Christmas content you have on hand or some Christmas garb like I do. Let's get started. I'm going to show you what I used, but as always, check your stash. So this piece of faux fur is, I have a ruler right here, about 6-ish inches by about 5.5 inches. It doesn't matter. You can make them large or small. You can also use a pre-made pom-pom. These I purchased on Amazon. They are these little like hat pom-poms, right, that you can sew onto the top of a crocheted hat or whatever. But we're going to make our pom-pom because I had this. I'm going to hand sew very briefly with dark embroidery thread so you can see it. But for goodness, just use whatever color it closest matches your fur and use a large embroidery needle. So this is a top hat that I got from the from the Lobby of Hobbies. Here's the measurements for it. I have a whole bunch of these top hats because I don't like making top hats. And I think if you're making a snowman, it's just super easy to get these little derbies and wrap some ribbon, add some decorations. These are just some dollar store sprigs and some rando beads. I colored half rounds in 2 different sizes, black and orange. I just painted them with acrylic paint. I'm using 2 mismatched Dollar Tree booties because I don't know where their matches are. They're about 1.5 inches. These are 100% optional. You do not have to put these on the bottom. You can actually, instead of covering these little booties in felt like I'm going to do, you can just put it on a wood round that are everywhere, or a cork. I don't know. This is just options. So you can see that this is a square. You can actually do it with the square, but because I am mounting this on shoes, I want to cut off these little edges. So all we're going to do is just take an X-Acto knife and score the fabric only, and then I'm going to do that all the way around, speeding that up because you don't need to watch that. All right, so I'm going to move all of the sharp objects away, and we're going to do what is called a running stitch all the way around. We're starting not on the inside, but the outside. So I'm going to go in on near the edge, about 1/2 inch away, and I'm just going to pull my needle all the way through without pulling the end of the thread. There's no knot on this. You can add one if you want, just in case, but you don't really need one. And then we're doing what is called a running stitch, and that is just in and out and in and out and in and out all the way around. And then you can pull the needle. Just make sure you don't pull that all the way through. You can pull the needle and go all the way around. Now look, this is as fast as I hand sew. I'm not good at it, but it does make it easy to make pom-poms. So I'm going to go ahead and speed that up for all of our sakes. This gnome takes about 25 minutes. It's not even a gnome. It's a snowman. I don't know. And by the way, I was asked what else you can use except polyfill. So for those of you who want to know what polyfill is, it looks like this. Use it for stuffed animals. But did you know if you want to make a lot of noise, you can just use leftover craft store bags? Michael's, Hobby Lobby, Joann's, you just shove them in. Isn't that funny? You do have to get the majority of the air out of them. And because my pom-pom is white, I'm going to actually put these dark bags inside of this lighter bag because I'm fancy. But we're going to set that aside for just a second because we have to finish this. I just got a little ahead of myself and excited. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and finish it. The only thing you have to know here is come out right next to where you went in. Just right next to it. 1/32 don't measure, but you were really close. And then we have these 2 little strings that we can pull and tighten into a little pouch, a pom-pom pouch. So if you like this little concept or you have a lot of stuff you want to do with this, by the way, you can make bodies like this as well. Cute little rotund little bodies, but I have shared a ton of pom-pom, the original pom-pom gnomes that are taking craze all over the place. I made those. They are on my website, Ruffles and Rain Boots, and they are here on the YouTube channel. So here, I'll just give you one tip, and that is go slowly, gently pull, pressing in any of these bags, and then also pull out any fur that might have gotten trapped on the inside because we want it to look seamless. All right, so I'm just squishing it down, making sure I can fully close this. And once I have fully closed it, I'm holding it in place. And you can phone a friend, get a grandkid to hold that in place or something. I wrap around the embroidery thread twice so that it's just less likely to break on me. And then I make some knots. Look, and then I'm going to get violent. Oh, sorry, I think I hit the camera. I just like to bang it around just to settle everything down, and then I cut these off. Now listen, if you've used the right color of thread, you won't even see these little like dark gray things at the bottom, but I'm going to use that as my bottom to mount in just a second. What are we mounting it on? These little Dollar Tree booties. You get them in the baby party favor section of the Dollar Tree. You can also get them online. There are multiple sizes. These are about 1.5 inches. You're going to cut about a 2-inch high by 7-inch wide. Look, this is my technical way of measuring. Yeah, that's not right. It's okay. You're going to cut some off anyway. And about 2 inches high. Look, there you go. And then we're just going to fold it over right at that cut at the top and do what, I bet like professionals tell you not to do this, because it's not going to be perfect. But I'm going to use my embroidery needle and I'm just going to cut this straight out from here. And look, one side is jagged. Don't worry. It doesn't matter. All you have to have is one side mostly straight. So now I'm going to cut this in half right at that. Oh, random fuzz flying around down there. I'm just going to cut it in half. Look, now we have two evenish rectangles. Don't fret. We are going to put this along whatever edge is straighter. Okay, that's it. We're just going to glue it on. Get your hot glue gun. Add a little hot glue. Line it up as best you can. And then glue it down all the way around the bottom. You're going to have some left over. It's excess, but it's really nice to have excess because you're going to be able to get it literally seamless in the back. For those of you new to the channel, oh goodness gracious, I have shared so many different ways to make gnome and doll boots. It's insane. If you're looking, go ahead to the gnome and doll boot playlist and just watch for hours. Just kidding. Most of my videos are about 10 minutes long at the max. All right, so I'm just going to stick this and hold this. I'm going to edit out all the glue holding just because I don't like watching it. So I'm going to now cut off the edge and glue this down, spreading out that hot glue, just pinching it together. See? Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Now it looks seamless. And for those of you who know what's coming next, say it along with me. After you have the back in place and that glue has set, we're going to glue right down in the center where that little bumpy bit is, just straight up right there, and we're going to push it straight down. And yes, we need to hold that. We're going to push this together. Now you can do two things. Number one, you can pinch and glue that there and hold it until it's set. I personally don't love that because I'm using thicker felt and it has a tendency to come apart over time. I don't like things breaking. So I'm just going to glue up these side edge pieces. It's a little higher than it needs to be, but I want it in place so it doesn't pull. So I'm just gluing up these side edges right here, right to the top of the brim of the actual plastic shoe. And now you can cut a little bit off or just wait for a second. All I'm going to do is run this through and then not stab myself because that would be bad. I'm going to make a couple of knots and then I'm going to tie a little bow. That's it. You can add a decoration, but it's going to get covered by the pom-pom. So, and if you have a smaller pom-pom and want the shoes decorated, just make it a little bit taller. And now we're just going to glue these down on the inside. I have also shared on the channel with the hiking boots made out of Dollar Tree booties like this, how to make the shoes higher and stable. So just look up the hiking boots on the channel. So then I just repeated the exact same steps with the other shoe, and now it's moving on to the hat. I have 1.5 million of these things, just accoutrement, accents. So I decided I'd use some. I make cuts at the bottom to get a big stick portion because it's more likely to stay on there. And then I'm just going to snip off some of these. I had to go get those, sorry. And now I'm going to glue those on. I launch something across my craft room at least once a day. Add a little bit of hot glue and then those little gold things, I don't know what they are. Decided I despise that clashing red. I absolutely, and then look, the whites clash. That's okay. That's better, because now we bring in the little bit of gold beady things from the Hobby of Lobby. And yep, I took a call from my mom because we were going to the Renaissance Fair. My little girl, she went to her very first Renaissance Fair. So you can see I am spreading out the glue so that it doesn't show through any bumps through this like gold lame ribbon. It's very bright. And then I just do the same trick I used on the shoes and then snip that off in the back, making sure it sits flat. Guess what? It's time to assemble. And by assemble, I just mean we're going to stack some stuff. Position the shoes however you would like them and put a copious amount of hot glue right on the ridges and through that inside little felt edge because we want it to catch in as many places as we can. So look, when I say copious, I'm not joking. Take that and then make sure you're going straight down on it. Now I do lift it up, make sure it's not moving around, and then I'm going to glue the back of these so that my feet always point out. I split the fur to the fabric backing and add a little too much glue and then pop on the little red, that's not red, that's orange. I promise. I know my colors. Then I put on the two little buttons right on front, hold those until they are set, and then I'm going to add a bit of glue up here to the top hat. You can also sew that on before you put everything together, but I don't like sewing by hand. I did that. Look at him. He's super cute. Look at that. Look how cute he is. Well, I think he's cute, but I'd love to hear what you think of him in the comments down below. Be sure to check out the other Pom Pom gnomes I have on the channel, as well as the other gnome boots and shoes that I have for you as well. Thanks for joining me. Please like, share, and subscribe for more crafty fun.